iko hapa nyuma.
I want to tell you, fellow Kenyans, citizens of this nation, we have a duty, we have a responsibility to change this nation. And I am telling you, it is possible. Look at what we have done with the economy in 3 years. Look at what we have done with agriculture in 3 years. Look at what we have done with housing in 3 years. Look at what we have done in universal health care in 3 years. I promise you, we can change this nation in our lifetime. We must believe in this country. We must believe in ourselves. We must stop the negativity. We must not stop the naysayers and those who speak negatively about our country. Kenya is not a failed state. Kenya is a great nation. We must believe in ourselves. Please, good people, let us believe in ourselves. The same way Mzee Ichungwa here believed in himself. He believed in his abilities. He did not give up. He kept on pushing the bounds and the limits. Today we celebrate a great man. The life and times of this great patriarch is an inspiration to our nation and to us. Mumesikia huyu mzee alikuwa mgonjwa akiwa mdogo, akapelekwa msituni kwa sababu hakukuwa na vile ya kupanga matibabu. The family had given up on him because of his sickness, and he was left to die because there was no way that he could be treated. Today in our country, we still have people who are stuck with family members who do not know how they are going to find medication, how they are going to find treatment. There are many people who have sold everything until they have nothing else to sell, and they do not know what to do with their loved ones. And that is why the Constitution of Kenya, Article 43, in response to desperate situations like that faced Mzee Isaac when he was young, and many other families today, the Constitution said health is a right for every citizen. It is not a privilege for those who can afford. And that is the reason today, that is the inspiration that we have as a nation to have universal health coverage. Ndio sababu leo, ili tusiwe tena na maneno kama yale yalimpata huyu mzee, kwamba ugonjwa hauna namna ya kutibiwa, na kusipatikane tena Wakenya wengi wanaofika mahali ambapo hawajui wagonjwa wao watatibiwa namna gani, watalipa kwa jinsi gani. Ndio sababu hiyo tumesema kama taifa tuweze kuwa na mpango wa afya ambayo itafikia kila mwananchi wa Kenya, na kila Mkenya apate kutibiwa bila ya kujali uwezo wao wa kifedha. And that is the spirit behind universal health coverage. And that is why I want to ask all of us. Tumefanya kazi na counties, tumeajiri community health promoters, tumeconfirm wale officers walikuwa wanafanya UHC, tunazidi na kupanga mambo ya SHA, mambo ya SHIF, mambo ya PHC na yale mambo mengine yote, ili tuwe na taifa ambayo inajali kila Mkenya. Therefore, I want to ask for the support of all citizens of our nation so that we can move together and we can leave nobody behind. The story of Mzee Isaac brings into sharp focus the story of many families, and that is why we are inspired to have universal health coverage in Kenya. Mumesikia huyu mzee katika maisha yake, ilifika wakati alitamani kufa kwa sababu ya njaa. It was written in that eulogy that the pangs of hunger was so severe that he wished he was not alive. Again, there are still many families, many Kenyans who do not have enough food. And that is the reason why our motivation to transform agriculture, to subsidize production, to remove brokers and cartels in our coffee, tea, wheat, sugarcane industry, so that we can have a food secure nation, one that does not suffer what Mzee Isaac suffered in his young age, and many citizens continue to suffer in our nation. I am very happy that this year, by God's grace, we will harvest close to 75 million bags of maize. And as a result, it will be the highest harvest in the history of Kenya. And we continue the journey to transform our agriculture so that we can have a food secure nation, we can use it to grow jobs, we can use it to grow exports, and we can grow wealth in our nation. Kwa maisha ya Mzee Isaac, I must say he is an inspiration of what is possible. He is an inspiration of what can be achieved, of resilience and hard work. Ukisoma maisha ya huyu mzee, alikuwa ni mtu orphan, wazazi wake wamekufa, hana familia ya kutegemea, yeye mwenyewe ndio kuhangaika. Amekuja hapo, amekuwa mtu ya kuendesha driver ya lori, amekuja akahangaika hapa, kapanga kauza sigara, huku. But look at what God made out of the life of this old man. Huyu mzee leo tunamzika hapa na heshima kubwa. Sahau kwamba alikuwa ni mtu ya kuuza sigara hapa na pikipiki. Leo rais wa Kenya yuko hapa, naibu wa rais wa Kenya yuko hapa, mawaziri wako hapa, governors wako hapa, kumaanisha ya kwamba kwa bidii, kujituma, kujitolea, kujiamini inawezekana. And that is why the life of this father here lying, Isaac Ichungwa Ngugi, is an inspiration to us as a nation. We must believe in ourselves. We must believe in our country. And we must believe that we can change this nation. We are having a conversation, a live conversation now. And I want to challenge us as the citizens of this nation. Kenya cannot continue to be a third world country. We cannot continue to be a third world country. We must have a conversation. Just like Mzee Isaac alitoka kule chini, mahali pa umaskini. Leo tukasikia hapa Kikuyu, nyumba yake amejenga ndio ilikuwa nyumba ya kwanza mpaka bank saa hii ni mteja huko kwa nyumba yake. Ametulelea hawa marafiki. Today we rest him as a man of means, a man of honor, somebody who we can count on.
You know, Your Excellency, the last formation of opposition in this country is us. Mimi ni mtu opposition. Lakini siku hizi juu nimeona syllabus imekimbia haraka sana. And you know, we are major stakeholders in opposition. We have not even handed over properly. But syllabus inakimbia. Unajua wakati yetu, kama next year December, ndio tunafungua maneno ya matusi. Next year December. Sio sahi. 1 year to the election. Ndio tunafungua hii mlango ya matusi. Hii naona sasa imefunguliwa mapema. Mimi naona hii syllabus paka watu wakae chini waangalie tena. Kwa sababu after 1 year to the election, I remember in 2013, 2007, 2022 nilikuwa huko. 1 year to the election tulikuwa tunakumbusha mtu, wewe ni mtu mjinga, sura yako ni mbaya, umetoroka na bibi ya fulani. 1 year to the election sio sahi. Sahi ni mapema. By the time we reach the election matusi itakwisha. You have to reserve something. You have weke zingine nyuma.
As a family, we shall all remember Mzee not just as our father, but as a very good father. And when I say as our father, I am very deliberate, not my father, but our father. And not our father, the children that he brought forth to this world, but even those many children who call him Uka, who call him Daddy, because he has helped to raise them. And he's the best father that we could ever have. A loving husband and father, a kind-hearted, hardworking, and generous man. He was as many people who have spoken about him have attested over the last 1 week as we celebrated his life. An extremely humble and polite gentleman. A man who engaged with everyone with no regard to your social status or where you came from. Indeed, his multilingual gift was not only an asset for him in his livestock trade business, but also an affirmation of his appreciation of all people as citizens of our lovely country who deserve an equal opportunity. Na wakati rais ulinipigia simu tukiwa na yeye, akasikia nikisema yes boss, akasema kama ni Ruto leta. So nikatoka nje nikaongea na His Excellency and I asked Your Excellency if you don't mind, Mzee amekuwa akiniambia anataka kuongea na wewe. Sijui mlisema nini sababu mliongea lugha mimi sikuelewa. Nikamuuliza mlikuwa nasema nini? Akaniambia nimeambia Ruto asisikize kelele. Aendelee na kufanya ile kazi anafanya. Watu wataongea. Your Excellency, you can confirm whether that is what he told me, whether that's what he told you, because that is what he told me that he had told you, that you don't listen to the noise around you, to focus on the work that God has given you. And many times he told me that ukisikiza mambo ambayo yanasemwa yako, hakuna jambo hata moja utaweza kufanya kwa maisha yako. Focus na kazi yako. Mimi nimekuwa mfanyabiashara, kama ningesikiza watu wengi waliniambia huwezi fanya hii biashara, haiwezi faulu, singefaulu. Hata kwa kazi yenu ya siasa. And he was never a politician. Aliniambia focus on what you are doing if you are certain you are doing it in the best interest of the people. That Saturday when I came to see him, akaniambia pigia Ruto simu nataka kuongea na yeye. Na nilikuwa usiku. Nikaambia ngoja nitamtafuta mchana. And Your Excellency, you know, wewe alikuwa anapiga simu anakuambia Ruto, ukioria nyama. Kuja kula nyama wewe Ruto, kuja kula nyama. And I thank you, Your Excellency, because you have honored my father. You have given him the respect that he deserved in the years he lived. It would have been very sad, Your Excellency, if as your friend, you are coming to bury my father, somebody you did not know. But all these leaders, 90% of the leaders who have spoken here, have visited Mzee. They knew him when he was alive. Wamekula nyama na yeye. vile alikuambia ukuje ukule nyama. Unakumbuka Disemba ulikuwa kanisani Lari, akanipigia simu nikamwambia tuko kanisani, akaniuliza mko na Ruto, nikamwambia tuko naye, mwambie akuje akule nyama. And your excellency, you agreed and came and had a very good lunch session with him.
I was listening to the padre, to the bishop as he spoke. And Your Excellency, let me try and paraphrase it. Niaugire aterere. Tutige maundu maingi ya hoi hoi. Tutigane nayo. Tutige kumaka. Tutige maheni. Tutigane na vara. Turute wera. That was my understanding of the message from the bishop as he spoke. So, if he said that, then we as Kenya, we should ask ourselves, to what extent are we following those basic principles? How many of us can look in the mirror and say, truly, I'm following those virtues?
UDA as a party, if it was to have a home address of where the decision to depart from our former party and move to UDA was made, it was in this particular home where we are today. At that time, His Excellency the President, the eternal optimist that he is, still believed that it was possible to mend ways and find comfort where we belonged. But 90% of the team that he led at that time believed that our days were over. And that decision was taken in this home. And after that, as you all know, we moved from here and God granted us success. So I can confidently say that this is a blessed home. The things that we planned here, Mungu alitusaidia na tukafaulu.
Mzee hakuwa na mipaka. Yeye akiona binadamu ni binadamu, awe wa kabila lile wala lile. Ikiwa sifa ile tunaweza kuiweka katika mioyo na mienendo yetu na katika kazi zetu kama viongozi, this country will heal. Tumeona maajabu katika nchi hii yetu, kwamba kila mtu anavuta katika kabila lake. You can imagine if I stand here as a son of the Giriama community, if Kimani Ichungwa stands there as a son of the Kikuyu community, pulling differently, if my majority leader stands here and fights only for the Kalenjins, what a country we're going to have as Kenyans. Lakini mzee hakuangalia kabila, he saw Kenyans and he embraced Kenyans. How lovely it will be if we politicians especially can pick that value and stop profiling Kenyans according to their ethnicity. That would be such a wonderful thing.
Our big lesson is to be patriotic, to embrace everybody. See everybody as a brother, see everybody as a sister. Don't be quick to see specks in other people's eyes when you have logs in your own, as the Bible tells us. And we will, together as one, work for the good of this country. To our young people, and Ichungwa deceptively looks young, so he looks in that category. The future of this country is for all of us. And I want to encourage our young people. Age is a transient structure in the life of a human being. Hata ukiona huyu mzee, at one time, alikuwa hiyo group ya Gen Z of those days. Ukiona huyu mama alikuwa msupu kama wale masupu tunaona hapa na pale. So tunataka kuona Kenya yenye wale wenye umri wa kadri, wenye umri wa makamu, wenye wamezeeka na watoto, tukijua ya kwamba kila mtu ana nafasi yake. Kila mtu ana jukumu lake. Na jukumu zetu zote ni kuweka nchi yetu pamoja. Tusungumuze mambo yanayoleta watu pamoja. Katika kitabu cha kusadikika cha Shaban bin Robert, anasema katika nchi yetu maneno yanayoleta chuki, taharuki na kutoelewana tunaendelea kuyatoa katika msamiati wetu, ili tuwe na nchi ambayo tuna lugha ya upendo, ufasaha, raha na watu kuishi pamoja. Na hiyo ndio Kenya tunataka.